Ladies and gentlemen, we have an American original.
A legend, some would say.
He's a legend. He's toothless.
Well, he's not toothless.
Looks every bit of his 41 years, and I say that with great love in my heart because he lives on the edge and has lived very close to the bone, and seems to have risen like a phoenix from the ash. I just watched his 1 hour special, Guilty as Charged, and all I'm going to say is that the reason you have to see it is not only because it's funny and really good, but you'll never say, oh, it's just like this other special. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome SteveO.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. As soon as people are laughing right now, as soon as they hear that voice, I think the thing is, SteveO, is when, because people think MTV SteveO, so when they see you, they don't think you're ever going to age. I didn't either. You're like Peter Pan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So everyone like when we walked in here, the entire security staff's all like, they feel like they know you. They're like, oh, what's up, man?
Legit celebrity. Legit, but accessible celebrity.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, dude, that's all wonderful stuff, and I welcomely accept it, man. I'm grateful and thank you, man. Yeah. You guys fuck with On It?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's our guy.
Like you're tight with Tim Kennedy?
Yep, real tight.
Yeah, 3 minutes, not even 3 minutes into my comedy special, Tim Kennedy lifted me up into the air by my neck and choked me.
Choked him out unconscious for real.
Like,
did you ask for it, or you just freaked out and thought he was in World War III?
Yeah, we planned it, but I didn't know that he was gonna lift me like in the air by my neck and like fully standing. He didn't lower me at all.
Yeah, that PTSD's a motherfucker. But
by the way, he dropped him when he dropped you.
He dropped me from like so high, like vertical all the way, and from all the way vertical, my head bounced off the stage in such dramatic fashion. I mean, I'd fucking.
And this was all planned on the show. You're like, hey, Tim.
Well, because
giant UFC fighter, come choke me out and slam me to the ground.
Yeah, just drop me. Yeah, just drop me. Because on the first show, he laid me down, and I was like, "What the fuck is that, dude? Like, fucking drop me."
You want like Undertaker pile drive?
Not a pile drive, but just drop me. So that and he dropped me, and my head bounced like
you
a
basketball. You got a concussion?
Oh, I don't know. It was 3 minutes into my special, and then I just got up and I was like, "Hey, what happened?" You know,
that'd be a concussion.
How many people start the special with, "I'm gonna have Tim Kennedy, MMA fighter, Green Beret, come out and choke me"? Tim comes out. He's got a little goatee. He shows his muscles.
Is this in Austin?
Yeah, it was at
so the crowd goes wild.
It was at the Paramount.
The crowd
Theater,
goes wild. They love.
First, I squeezed lemon juice in my eyes just so that I would be distracted.
Who comes up with this stuff?
Steve,
do you have a writer, or you come up with all of it?
I write everything, man. Yeah. The way I did my special was to tell my story, like as kind of a one-man show, chronologically and on story points. Like pertinent story points, I do stunts on the stage throughout the show. So it's like it's a stunt performed like as well as a stand-up comedy special.
Now, is anyone, when you go through this script or this layout, are you like, all right, man, I'm gonna squeeze lemon in my eye, and I'm gonna have Tim Kennedy slam it? Is anyone like, man, I feel like that's a bad idea, Steve?
Like me. Well, the first time he did the lemon in his eyes. I said, he comes backstage.
That's SteveO.
This is when he was first doing stand-up, and I go, bro, maybe like fake it. And he goes, he's trying to
come
get
on.
Water in his eyes. He goes, that's not my style, bro.
You were the zebra amongst zebras, because on Jackass you were the guy where if it was something extreme, they're like, grab SteveO. That's like being when you're the fucking head crime boss around criminals. You're that guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you stick out even amongst the bad boys.
Bring out El Loco for this job.
Have you always been like that, Steve? Where'd this come from?
Sort of. I don't know. I think neglected as a child was sort of the roots of it. But I love what you were just saying, Brian, because like we're talking about, it was December of 2010. Right, like Jackass 3D was still in theaters. I was doing like my first, headlining in comedy clubs, and like, I mean, fuck, did I have like 25 minutes of material? I mean, I don't even know, dude. They just were like kind of threw me into the mix, and so the way that I first did it was to, like, I was gonna host the show. Like, I would come out and do like some material, and then I would like bring out like, you know. Which is bullshit, dude. Fuck that. And I wish I never did that. But here I was doing that, and I'm working with Brian Callen on my show. And so during the show that I was doing, I did a bit about how, like, on the final ever Wild Boys trip, we were drunk. We were on a bus in Russia. I kissed my co-star, Chris Pontius. right on the dick, right on the head of the dick. You know,
kissed his dick.
It was a dick. It was a gay thing to do, but it wasn't that gay.
Why did you? Whose idea was that?
Well, it was mine. I was drunk. Okay?
It was yours. Hey, someone get the camera. Chris, get your dick out. I'm gonna kiss it.
And
I'm
I was like,
well, that's not really dangerous,
I mean,
man.
there was a lot going on at the time, and I had just sort of divorced like my management, which was like really shady and whatever, and I had divorced them, and I was like out on my own, and now I'm gonna like film for myself and my own production company, and this was gonna be my first my first thing that was really like, you know, because I always wanted to film Too Hot for TV shit and then put it out on my own, you know. So this is what I was gonna do, and I'm like, this is my plan, Chris. I'm gonna fucking kiss you on the dick.
And go from there. And we'll improv.
And so I tell this story. I'm like, it wasn't gay, you know, because we were in Russia, and you know, as far as I'm concerned, if you're in Russia, that's just being polite.
I agree, brother. That's how you shake hands.
Right, exactly. And like, I mean, he didn't even have a boner, dude. You know, the gayest thing was probably when I grabbed it to lift it up.
That would be gay. And then you're nose to nose with it.
But it was not gay because I only kissed the tip. You know, I'll be the first to admit if I kissed the shaft, that would have been fucking gay.
No shaft kissing. Got to kiss the tip.
But this is the thing. This is like an old bit that I do, and I remember coming off stage and stand-up Bryan, like, man, dude, like, I feel like I fucking lost the crowd there. I've like alienated the crowd with the fucking, they didn't like that gay shit. And I said, dude, I'm that's the last time I ever fucking tell that dick kissing story.
Oh, no way, gay it up,
Bryan looks at me and he says, Stevo, like, people love you because you don't give a fuck. That's what makes you who you are, Stevo. You don't give a fuck, and you don't ever give a fuck. He said,
correct.
You dick kisses all day long.
You kiss those dicks. Matter of fact,
it was just
try
this, like,
here.
It was just this like touching, like really touching, like fucking pep talk. Like, dude, you're fucking Stevo.
Oh yeah, man.
You are loved for not giving a fuck. Don't start giving a fuck now.
Yeah.
He's 100% correct.
Yeah, well,
that's one
thanks,
thing
man.
Bryan Callen knows is comedy and acting. One thing about Bryan, if he
I'll
tells you
man.
something, he'll bullshit like fighting, food, wine. He might bullshit a little bit. It comes to comedy, acting, you listen to Bryan Callen.
Dude, he's
that motherfucker knows
the
what
best,
he's doing.
Man. He's the fucking best.
Now,
I
when you got
that.
done with sorry, B, I didn't mean to cut you off. But when you got done with Jackass, was it like similar to professional athletes? Like you get done, you're known as this, and then you're in this weird kind of zone where you're like, where the fuck do I go from here, man?
Well, yeah. I mean, fortunately for me, like I have a history of like throughout my career, I've been a live entertainer. Like before I was on television, I was a circus clown. You know, I graduated from Ringling Brothers in Barnum and Bailey Clown College, and I worked as a clown in the circus.
Was that 4 years ago to clown college?
No. It was one summer. It was like significantly
okay.
more involved of a process to get into clown college than to get through it. But it was exclusive. It was like statistically
Really hard to get into.
Harder to get
Really?
into than Harvard. Yeah, statistically
Fuck
speaking.
off.
It is.
Yeah, they had the
Clown school?
Dude, my cousin tried out and didn't get in.
Okay, well.
They see the Ringling Brothers.
How about telling your parents that?
I
got denied by clown school.
Most people did, man. Like, you know, they held auditions everywhere the circus went, and you know, this animal abusing operation fucking had like two. Well, I guess they still do, like 2 units. So the circus is always in 2 places at once, and then each year they switch their schedules over, and each unit goes to 50 cities. So there are 100 auditions, and like you had to audition to get an application, but whatever. I don't even care about all that. The thing is that I was a live, performer in the circus, and when Jackass came out, like I went out on this crazy tour, and then like I started doing stand up 10 years ago.
Whose idea was that? Whose idea was like, hey, Stevo, Jackass 3D's over. Now let's take the show on the road, because that's a big.
You know, and
that's a big project.
I love how it happened so much. Like, you know, I of course got sober in 2008. It was like a big deal. I flamed out and went to rehab and all that.
It was well documented too.
It was pretty well documented. Yeah, I did a good job.
We all followed that. Yeah, we followed along with you.
Right, and so like once I got sober, it wasn't like really on the table for me to like I didn't go to fucking bars and nightclubs or any shit like that, and I wouldn't do like personal appearances where I'm hosting a party in a fucking nightclub, but like. But what I did do, and I got in the habit of it, was go to comedy clubs, because it was like, all right, you know, like I got a reason to be here. I'm checking out the show, you know, and so I'd go to comedy clubs, and I would always be sitting there looking at the stage thinking, motherfucker, I should be on that fucking stage, you know. I had tried it before, and, you know, and I'd sort of dabbled in it, and it was something I wanted to do, but, like, I was just sort of fucking, And then when when we finished filming Jackass 3D, I went into this thing at the Young Hollywood. They have the Four Seasons, and I was like, they were parading interviews through, and they had Dane Cook in there, and I was like, I showed up, and they said, "Oh, dude, Dane Cook's doing his interview, but just go in there and just charge in and just fucking barge into his interview." So I walked in, I met him, and we sat down, and I was like, "Dude, I want to fucking do stand-up, man. I really want to get serious with it." And Dane Cook said, "Hey, man, sweet. I'll give you my number. Next week, we'll get you up at the Improv." And we did. And so I spent the next week just furiously writing and fucking rewriting, going to this little open mic. And sure enough, man, I met with Dane. I went up like 2 comics after Sarah Silverman at the Hollywood Improv. Yeah. And then Dane went after me. And then we sat down and he gave me notes. I remember the first thing he said that first night, he said, "I'm not sending you back to the drawing board." And I was like, wait a second, hold on. He just told me like my shit was all right. You know, like, it was like fucking funny.
That's a big deal, yeah.
Yeah, for him to say I'm not sending it back to the drawing board, like the material was good. I mean, fuck, that put so much wind in my sails. And then like 2 nights later at the Laugh Factory, I went up, Dane went up, then we sat down and gave me notes. And the night after that, and it was just this like thing. And he took his time to like bring me under his wing and give me notes and like encourage me. I'm like, fuck, dude, it was so dope. And I had no agent at that time. But when Jackass 3D came out that day, I'm on the Howard Stern show, and I was legitimately going to comic clubs every night, just working on this act. And I told Howard, I said, dude, I'm doing stand-up like every night, and I want to get a gig in New York. So I did a fucking gig at the Comedy Cellar that night. And what happened was, because I had that conversation with Howard on the radio, my lawyer calls up. He says, "Dude, we're getting calls from like all over the country. They want you to come and fucking
100%. Who wouldn't want SteveO on that?
Yeah, they want you to fucking Jackass was in theaters." And so we met up with. I had no agent, because I didn't want to fucking give this sloucher fucking agent 10% of Jackass 3D, so I fired him. And I had no agent. So my lawyer and I went in to see Chris Smith at ICM. Walked in, and Chris Smith, he's just this hilarious fucking shady guy. You know what I mean?
Shady.
I mean, I wouldn't say shady. He's aggressive.
He's an agent. He's an agent. They're all basically the same.
He's a good agent.
He's particularly aggressive.
Job, yeah.
So I walk in and into this boardroom, and Chris Smith says, "Now, SteveO, I know that we don't represent you, but I took the liberty of just picking up the phone. I made a few calls, put out my feelers, and if you were interested," he says, I do have this, and I've secured this. And he just plops onto this boardroom table just this fucking folder that had in it like an entire fucking tour. He's just like, boom. I forget like what the amount of money it was, but it was just like a stack. He's like, "If you would be interested," he's just like, boom. So, and like I said, at that point, I had like 25 minutes of material that was like, good. But like now he just fucking plops like a headlining tour, and I was just from that point, because you said Jackass 3D.
That's being thrown into the fire, man.
Jackass 3D ends, and your question was like, what was it like to be there?
Man.
It was what it was I got fucking launched headlong into a fucking full-blown world tour, And like I was just out of the gate fucking.
You know what the theme of all this is, from Jackass to the circus to now touring? Your biggest asset, and I think Brian would agree with me, you're fearless. Because you got to have a little bit of like
forward momentum.
You don't stop. Like the fear does not exist.
I have irrational fears, but yeah, I mean, I just fucking.
You have irrational fears?
You like scared of spiders or some shit?
That's what SteveO one time I go, "What are you afraid of? Like when you do this?" He goes, "Well, anything with venomous snakes or big cats typically will get my heart going."
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, but I don't like roller coasters and shit.
I was just saying it was something simple. Yeah.
Right, but yeah, I remember, man. I just fucking went right into it, and I kind of figured it out on the road, and like. And sure enough, I mean, in short order, I like really, out with that bit, in with this, and just like, how it evolves when you're on the road. And, I just became a bona fide, like, stand-up, And I've been, this is, of course, 5 years ago. And after 1 year had passed, then I bumped into Dane at the Laugh Factory. And he's like, "Dude, where you been? How you been?" I said, "Man, like since I saw you last, I have done stand-up in 15 different countries."
Let's go.
And he just shook his head. He said, "Comedians fucking hate you."
Yeah, because you're selling out.
I mean, the thing is that like,
but they don't.
I don't think they do, because like
I think it's jealousy.
No, I don't think I've never heard anybody say a bad thing about you.
Well,
I'm just saying if they did. I don't know if they did. If they did, it's because
there's one guy who fucking. I'm not even gonna fucking get improv of his name, but there's one guy who's been like a real dick to me. But,
Really?
Yeah.
Give us a hint.
Oh, God damn it. He's a good guy,
Is
too.
he? Do I know him?
He's just a purist.
Do I know him, B?
No. He's a very good comic. And
God damn it, I want to know
it's
now.
only because he doesn't know you.
Just say it. It's Al Madrigal. He's got a real problem with the idea that I do stand-up, you know?
It's because they
Damn it,
think,
Al. I love Al. Too.
well, but you know what it
Talk
is?
to Jay Moore about him.
You know what it is, Stevo? It's almost like, I don't know if you guys follow the UFC, it's almost like you went the CM Punk route of comedy where you didn't go through the fire that they went through grinding on the road, but you have a special set of skills they
Hey,
don't
you know
have.
what? And dude, it's not anything that like I even fucking care about. Power to him, and I know that he had like part of a comedy special that he had come out. I think he actually had a bit where he was just bagging on me and lumping me in with Screech from Saved by the Bell. You know?
Hey, man.
Here's what I'll say.
Justin Diamond, who did a porno,
He's
did he
like-
like shit on a
Here's
girl
what I'll
in
say
the
about
porno?
Al. Here's what I'll say about Al.
Fuck Dustin
If
Diamond.
Al knew you, if Al hung out with you,
He would hate you even more.
In 1 hour, Al would change his mind.
I
In
mean-
1 hour, Al is eminently reasonable. And he, of course, he's a great comic.
Is Al a successful comic?
Yeah, he's on the Daily Show. But Al's a fun. I took his joke. I said to him, he was talking about he came from a family of cashew people because they were all small like cashews. And I go,
posture
and
of a
I said,
cashew.
dude, can I have that? Because my family, my Italian side is they look like cashews with feet.
That's
and he
funny.
goes, take it. I go, please, I'm stealing that from you.
That's
and I
funny.
asked his permission. I put it on my special. But I've known Al a long time. Al has had problems with comedians. There are other comedians he has.
He's known for it.
He's been very vocal about it. But,
Yeah, he's an angry guy.
How old is he?
yeah, he's
I don't know.
49, probably. You know.
I've never heard of him.
Here's the thing: is that I didn't even know who it was, but I was at a certain point I was like fucking frustrated with myself. It wasn't that long ago. I was like, man, like I got to get out of my comfort zone because you know when you're comfortable in your material, and I was just like, you know what? Just like when back with Dane Cook, I'm gonna fucking promise myself I'm gonna fucking go and I'm gonna do a brand new set of like whatever 10, 15 minutes. I don't care, but I'm just putting it on my calendar and I'm showing up, and for better or worse, I'm doing brand new material. And this one night, and I just did. I promised myself that. And so that night I went to, I don't know, I went to like the Laugh Factory, and then I went to the Improv. And so there I was, the Improv, and I was like, you know, trying out like new material. I even said like, oh, I'm going to try this new material. I recorded it on my phone. Motherfuckers were laughing. It was not a fucking bad set.
No.
But now
You're
Al
trying
Magical,
stuff out, though.
yeah, Al Magical came on after me. He goes, and the thing that was like, he just got on stage. He says, I just feel like I just give up. Like we just saw SteveO trying new material.
Oh, you gotta
like,
slap
he's
him
like,
in the face, Steve.
He's like, we just. Well, I was standing right there. He says,
I know.
We just saw SteveO trying new material. He's like, you know, like he says people like SteveO, you know, like you know, taking like what I consider my calling in life, and now they're just doing it, like whatever, you know.
It's
and I
like
was
the
just.
CM Punk thing fighting, but here,
It was-
Yeah, but
was-
hey,
it was
bitch.
like- but-
Hey, bitch. Steve-O's more famous than
The
you.
thing was that like. It was like he's doing this from the stage at the Improv and just
Dude, that's
didn't
he's
tell
bullying
a
you.
joke.
He's
He didn't
bullying
tell
you.
a joke. You know, I'm like, dude, like that's great.
Dude, let's go find him and piss on him.
I mean, whatever. I think like it's just like he didn't tell a joke, and he just like I just forfeited his set to like bagging on me in a way that wasn't even like
He's bullying
fucking
you.
hilarious. It
I'd be
wasn't
if
funny.
I was in the crowd,
And
I'd
then-
be pissed.
Here's
and then
why
when he came off the stage, he walked over to the fucking. He walked over to the sound guy, you know,
Yeah.
and the Improv, and I was sitting right next to him, and said something to the sound guy, and he turned to me and realized he was there, and I was just smiling, whatever. I just like went to shake his hand, like not taking it personally, and he like leaned over and he goes, like, just so you know, what you're doing is not taken lightly. Like I'm like, whoa! He just bagged on me on the stage.
Selling out tours, bitch.
He just fucking bagged on me from the stage, and then came over and then just like,
serious.
and I meant it. You know?
Gee whiz.
Damn.
Well, here's why Al's wrong. Very simply, and the reason that anybody who has a problem with you doing stand-up is wrong. See, I think stand-ups, it's a very exclusive fraternity, and getting good at stand-up takes a long time, and not many people can do it, and blah blah blah. And so a lot of comics feel prideful about that and protective about their fraternity. I never have. But here's why Al is wrong. You have always been a showman, and you have always been fearless, and you have always been, most importantly, authentic to your core. And so because of your celebrity, which, by the way, you earned.
Yeah.
Well, you
no
earned.
shit.
And I'm sorry, and I'm a professional comic. Those movies you guys did, to me, me and my wife watched them. I don't laugh.
Every time they're on.
I was laughing so fucking
Every
hard,
time.
and you were a huge source of that laughter. Now, all of a sudden, The Machine, which is, by the way, the audience of the world, wants more Stevo. Stevo's in a position where he goes, this is all you did. You went, let me just dip my toe in some stand-up. I'm going to try it. At least I can tell stories. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try. How everybody starts. And here's this guy who's wrestling with demons, and he's getting sober, and he's like, what do I do next? And he goes, you know what? I want to do this, like we all do.
Did you fuck his girl or something, Steve?
Like we all do.
Not even.
And then because everybody wants you, you get ICM, and the machine goes, and go. And now you're thrown in the fire. So to criticize you for getting up and doing the best that you can and being as honest and working with the tools that you started with, I'd like to see anybody who started stand-up and they've been doing it for a month and somebody goes, you're doing a world tour and you're going to headline. Holy fucking shit. That's way scarier than poison snakes and fucking huge cats.
I agree.
You got to be funny for an hour and you got to solve those problems.
Yeah, skills.
And what I was so proud of was watching your special, and in 5 short years, because you say you've been doing stand-up for 10. Really, it's been 5 of real years. And in 5 short years, you come out with something not only that's funny, but it's original. It's like, you know what it is? It's super entertaining and really fun to watch. If anybody thinks they can do that in 5 years, please be my guest. Go ahead. You earned your audience, you earned your laughs, and you earned your originality.
Since when do people hate on someone for trying?
Unfortunately, Al's a good guy, but Al is a little harsh, and Al is wrong. And I like Al. He's a great comic, but Al is simply, and it's okay, Al is simply wrong about this.
Oh, I'm getting up there myself. He hates on me. I'm going to slap him for you, Steve. And then piss on him. And then go, world star, Steve-O. I got you, dog.
There is that in life where you can go, hey, as a man, you got to watch your tone. But Steve-O's way too nice for that shit.
You know what?
Well, you're waiting, but you kill him with success. Yeah. Do what? I'm going to a sold-out show. What are you doing?
He's successful in his own right, and what I want to be like really clear about in this is that though we were talking about my origin as a stand-up, and I brought up Dane Cook saying, comics hate you, and the fact is that I've been fairly warmly welcomed. I don't really know about I don't know about comics that hate me, and so that came up, and I said, there's this one guy.
There's one guy.
And I just didn't present that story. I didn't just present it with resentment or I'm perfectly cool with it.
I don't feel that at all. If you got Brian Callen and Joe Rogan on your side, you're good, man.
Hey, man.
If Joe Rogan likes you, fuck's sakes, you're good. All you got to check off is Mark Maron, and life is fucking dandy.
Hey, you know what? It's I'm super grateful, and I love doing stand-up. And
do you think you'll do stand-up for the rest of your life now?
I would be shocked if I didn't.
The challenge never goes away, right?
Well, right. And I mean, I'm an attention whore, and it's such the perfect thing for a self-hating 100%. Attention whore, because really at the end of the day, what drives us is self-hatred.
Look at me! Hey guys, I'm having a nervous breakdown, but look at me!
Right.
Out of all the Jackass crew, all the alumni, is anyone going down this path, or is it just you?
There's one guy who's taking it pretty seriously is Preston Lacey.
Really? He was the big boy, right?
The big boy.
Is he still big?
He's bigger than ever.
Perfect. That's funny.
He's bigger than ever, and
diabetes, everybody.
He's got his own demons.
Yeah, no shit.
Just drugs and booze, and he's I'm not gonna. When we do these shows, Stevo, I'm not gonna stay in your hotel because I just don't want you around that shit.
Damn,
that's great.
So, but he's getting up there and doing stand-up.
Yeah, he's doing great, man. He really is.
What's Johnny Knoxville doing?
I think he's shooting a movie right now.
Yeah.
He's just doing what he does.
Steve-O drove here in a very expensive Tesla P90. I tried to have a drag race with him, and
it's murdered out.
Well, he's in
too.
the fastest Tesla, and apparently it's not his. Apparently it's
My girlfriend, Kat Von D, bought it.
You're dating. Oh, I didn't know you were with Kat Von D.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I was like, I guess she's rich. See, it's very smart. I've never dated a rich woman. That's pretty cool. And she's
Yeah,
inked
well
up,
played, sir. Well
smart,
played.
inked up, and bought you a Tesla, basically.
Well, she bought herself the Tesla, and once it came in, she's like, hey, you're driving it. I want you to drive it all the time. And
Does she like your missing tooth?
she loves my
Where did you guys meet, Steve? How did this
Oh,
happen?
I've known Kat for almost 10 years. And
Just from the whole LA scene or what?
pretty much, yeah. Yeah, and yeah, we've been like friends for a long time. We actually were together briefly in 2007. But I kept promising her, like, oh, I won't do any more drugs. And she kept finding me in terrible states, like swimming in drugs.
So she loved you this whole time.
Yeah, she
Well,
loved you. And then when she got sober, then you went back?
Well, we've both been sober for her for over 8 years and me coming up on 8 years. So,
Wow.
yeah, we're both vegan. We both, we got a lot in common.
Is she mad at any of your tattoos? Because she's such a good tattoo artist. Does she look at
She's
yours and
not.
like, what the fuck?
She did this one, this portrait of me as
That's
a
her
baby.
thing, man. That's
right.
legit.
Right. I don't think she's mad
She's
at
so
any
I didn't
of my
realize
tattoos.
she's a. I don't know anything.
Kat Von D.
I just thought she was a
son.
hot chick.
You want
with
black and white
tattoos.
portrait? I mean,
She's an artist.
She's
brother.
she's hands down the most famous tattoo artist on the planet.
Damn.
And
her
I
cartoon. There's
don't
her
know fucking
cartoon.
anything.
Freddie Negretti, Mark Mahoney. She's top
So,
5.
well, I want a tattoo. I can't think of what to get. Maybe something of SteveO with his missing tooth.
That'd be
on my
sick.
chest.
yeah, but
And get the
Kat's
tour
very
dates.
fond of my missing teeth. Like when I do get my implants to replace the 2 missing teeth, she says that's when I gotta worry.
She likes it dirty.
You
God
guys
bless
live
her.
together or no?
Well, we each have our own houses, but we it's we're at her house or we're at my house.
That's cool, man.
Do you have
Yeah.
any crazy fans that like kind of try to stalk you?
Do I have fans that try to stalk me?
The
yeah.
answer is yes, huh?
Well, like, are
Yeah.
there other fans who are like, Steve-O, Snake, you know? 'Cause they see you do
no,
all this shit.
not like that.
Snake
but,
to the eye!
SteveO asp to your throat.
Yeah.
No, it's not like that. But I mean, there's certain fans. I can think of one fan in particular, and I wouldn't want to call her a stalker, but she just like will fly. Like she'll show up at any place in the world. You know.
Is she hot?
That means he's banged her.
No.
kidding.
Well,
It doesn't mean anything.
because she's hot, it's a cool story.
It doesn't mean anything,
She's-
but she just like I mean,
She's a
whatever.
warlock, she's a stalker.
She just like has seen me in like I don't know about countries, but just like
Just a
numerous
super
different
fan. Super fan.
Yeah, super fan, and I mean whatever. Like I'm not
It's
gonna be
not
mad
too
at somebody
bad.
for
No,
flying
not at
all
all.
over.
Not at all.
to-
That's
to-
not too bad.
There's another dude who's actually seen me in a bunch of different countries. Like this guy Quentin.
He just follows you around.
I've seen in Belgium, in Holland, in America. I don't know, a bunch of places.
If they did a Jackass, you probably asked this 4, would you be involved?
I would, but I think it's highly unlikely that that's going to happen. And
'Cause you guys are all older.
well, yeah. I mean, here's the thing, and I got sick and tired of waiting, and I'm like, it's kind of down the track on my own movie project, which I'm fucking thrilled about.
Is it similar to Jack? Like, are you doing all
It
these
would
crazy
be
stunts?
more
or-
of a bad grandpa, you know.
Ooh.
Like Borat, Bad Grandpa, where we're taking hidden camera footage and we're incorporating it into a film with a narrative.
That's
you know,
amazing.
like a movie with a story.
I can see that.
Which requires me, of course, to be in disguise, for because it's like I'm gonna go out in the street and like, oh, well, there's SteveO.
Yeah.
So like Knoxville dressed up as an old man, you know, like I'm not taking on one disguise for the whole movie. I'm rather just a guy who's running from the law, who is just like incredibly notably a lovable idiot, but just my crimes are like so fucking outrageous and hilarious. And lovable for that matter, that I become like an overnight celebrity, and it's all like kind of Thelma and Louise, where I'm
Or like a Bansky.
trying to get to my girl, before I evade capture, and everywhere I go in public, I got to take on an impromptu disguise to evade capture, which is how I'm gonna not get recognized while I'm filming all the gags throughout the movie. And I just told 2.7 million people my fucking idea.
Someone's like this right now. Your super fans like,
You heard it first here at the Battery and the King.
I mean, it's all good, man. It's all good. But I've got my comedy special comes out on Showtime March 18th. And
my birthday,
18th, we'll
son.
talk about that.
yeah, March 18th. And I would love to hook back up with you guys at that time, man.
100%.
You know, and by the way, congratulations on all of your success, man. Just to hear it, to see it like just all over online and just like fighting the kid, like,
It's been as big a surprise to us as
Thanks,
it has
brother.
to,
You know,
to anybody else.
And
I have no idea.
do you even do your own podcast anymore? You're just like, fuck that.
I don't have time.
Right.
We're doing this web series for Fox. We're doing this, and then
Fuck yeah,
with
dude.
the Goldbergs. I'm just literally too busy. Plus, I got 2 kids and a wife. I can't.
Stevo, are you still doing all the crazy stuff like
Sure.
jumping? You're still balls
Well, I
deep
mean,
in
if you see
breaking bones.
if you see my comedy special, dude, like, dude, the closer for my comedy special, I get fucking shot. I got electrocuted for 30 seconds on the sustained 30-second taser, like 50,000 bullets for 30 seconds, and while we conduct a Q&A.
That was your idea.
It's a taser.
That was your idea.
It's crazy.
It's the taser.
He does jokes, and then all of a sudden somebody comes out with a huge ladder. You're like, what the fuck's going on now? I don't want to say anything, but it's
There's just antics going on the whole time, and like,
It's insane.
and so it was like the taser Q&A to see how many questions I can answer in 30 seconds. Like,
that was crazy.
I fucking love it. It's just the ultimate fucking ender for a
How many
comedy
times have you
special.
been tased?
That's my first time, man. That's my first time. I've been hit with stun guns a lot, but never the taser with the darts. But yeah, and then like now here's the other thing too, and this is like maybe I don't even know if I should even get into it, but it's important. It's important. Like I had like right after Jackass 3D, when I was doing my world tour, I took like one little break to film this this TV show. Like I hosted it. It was called Killer Karaoke. And there was some like animal stuff that like, you know, it rubbed me the wrong way. And I told the network and the production company, hey, you know, like moving forward, like I'm not gonna fuck around with animals. You know, I'm just not cool with that. Like,
What are we talking about? Like elephants?
No,
and
no,
lions
no,
and
no.
shit?
They would like put like these fucking snakes in like ice water and then dunk people in the water and then pour the snakes on them. And at the time, I didn't think it was a big deal because I'm like, they're snakes, they swim, they're in the water for a minute, and then they come out. But when the show came out, everyone was like, you know, those fucking snakes are not water snakes, so putting them in water is very cruel. And then on top of that, they're cold-blooded animals, and so you're putting them in fucking ice water, you're a dick. You know, you're a dick, and you're supposed to be like a
The
fucking
body
animal.
has to regulate right
You're
away.
supposed to be an animal rights activist, and I was like really upset. So when I told the network and the production company, no more animals, like they replaced me as a host. So there I was, and I lost that job. And then at that time was when you know, like when all that was going on was when like we found out about Knoxville doing Bad Grandpa. And then it was like, okay, so now Knoxville is making a fucking Jackass movie. Like they're making a Jackass movie without the cast of Jackass.
And it was Cockhouse, right? Is that the production?
Dickhouse, right? Dickhouse, yeah. And it was so like at the time, and I went into a really fucking dark place over this, man, because it was like, okay, now like Jackass, like with just Knoxville, like so now like I'm gonna learn how to live like the Jackson 4. You know,
are you sober at this time or no?
Yeah, it's totally
Okay,
sober.
That's
it was
even
just
tougher.
like
So you felt it was a little bit of a betrayal?
not a betrayal,
It just hurt your feelings.
I mean, it wasn't a betrayal, and fuck it, you know. Like I don't hold anything fucking personal from the cap. That's the captain. Knoxville's the captain. It was just hard. It was just hard, and I imagine that it was hard for the other guys too. You know, like to be in that position where
To
it's
not
like,
be
okay,
needed for
to
something.
be like, fuck, we got fucking Timberlaked. You know,
For real.
we got fucking Timberlaked. Like
You're
we
Lance
got
Bass with your
Beyonce. You
dick,
know.
man. Yeah.
And now we're the Jackson 4, you know, and it was like, so I lost I mean, it was actually like 2012, like by the time that fucking piece of shit show aired, you know, and I got replaced as the host. I was like, I got fired from the TV show gig I had, and I got fired from fucking Jackass, and now I got nothing. And I spent the whole year of 2013 while Knoxville was filming that, pretty much like I started, you know, just fucking disappearing. I went on these like surf trips. I got into surfing, and I was just like, fuck, you know. I went like to just country after country just by myself because I wanted to be fucking floating in the ocean, just waiting for that wave, because when that fucking wave came and I was paddling for that wave, all I was thinking about was that fucking wave and not the fact that I had nothing.
Yep.
You know, like, that was how I felt. I felt like I had
financially stable.
I mean, not in any like crazy fucking position to retire, but you know, and I had stand up and I was doing stand up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not like gonna say I didn't have anything, but like you know, when I wasn't doing stand up, I was just trying to fucking just surf, you know, and it was like. And what happened, like, I went into this one meeting, like, this guy wanted to fucking, like, be my manager. And I walked in, the guy was like, hey, man, you know, you gotta, like, I want to be your manager. And, dude, you gotta fucking be doing a podcast. You gotta have a YouTube channel. It's all about the digital space. This is what it's all about. And like, by the end of the meeting...
Exhausting.
By the end of the meeting, I'm hearing this guy. I'm like, so he's telling me that I need to like fucking by myself, like generate all this digital content and fucking put it out there to, you know, and so that I can give this asshole 10% of my fucking stand up.
Yeah, fuck
like
this
no.
guy. Yeah.
But I walked out of his office and I said, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. And it was the hardest thing for me to like start a YouTube channel because I've got fucking like, you know, I'm fucking like starring in like, I starred in like all these fucking number one box office movies.
Yeah.
3
It's an
movies.
ego
that were
check,
number
my
one.
man.
And now I'm like, I'm going to go from fucking number one movies in the box office to now I'm fucking uploading YouTube videos. I'm like, this is the most depressing fucking thing ever, but I just had to do it. I was just like so fucking depressed about the fucking bad grandpa shit.
Yeah,
and
man.
I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And fuck it. And so I fucking took like all the whatever ideas I had and I fucking filmed them. I learned how to edit and I did the YouTube thing. I'm like, now I'm a YouTuber. You know, this is the most depressing thing
But
in the
again,
world.
it's you keep reinventing yourself, and that's
Well,
the
yeah,
secret. to
You're
success.
evolving too with
Right.
the times. You know what I'm saying?
What-
Like YouTube back in the day had a bad connotation, but now I
Right.
mean, there's just YouTubers, man. You're talking
And-
16, 20 million
Dude, it's
subscribers,
crazy.
making millions
it's
a month.
crazy, and I'm so glad I did it because while I had ICM and Chris Smith, all that ICM ever did for me was fucking book me. Chris Smith booking me for stand up. No other department at ICM gave a rat's ass about SteveO, and they had nothing. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna be ICM. You know what? I'm just gonna fucking be with you guys for stand up, and then I wasn't represented in any other area. Well, I collaborated with a few different YouTubers. I made like genuinely good shit. I fucking put out I started my YouTube channel, and overnight, boom, I got hundreds of thousands of fucking people subscribing overnight. And like next thing you know, now the phone is ringing with like all the big agencies saying, "Hey, we want to represent you in the digital space," you know. And so I took some
Whatever that
meetings.
means, by the way.
Right, and exactly. And so I took some meetings, and when I went to UTA, you know, like we had a meeting, and it was like, and then like. They said, okay, hey, you know I don't represent you, but if you're into it, like, you know, I got you a gig. You can go shoot a fucking scene with Samuel L. Jackson in this fucking movie going on in Atlanta. We got your first class airfare. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I fucking signed with
Sam
UTA.
Jackson, hell yeah.
And it's crazy because the fucking you know, the YouTube, it was such a depressing move for me, but I just had to do it to keep my sanity, and I landed, and now my YouTube is like, I don't know. I mean, I'm just like in
You're
the
making money off your YouTube channel?
No, I mean, like
You
whatever. It's
own everything, though. You
it's
know, like
yeah.
you own all of it. That's a
You're
big
right.
deal this day
You're
and
right.
age, man.
It's negligible, but you know what? I have 3.5 million YouTube subscribers, like 10.5 million Facebook followers. Like,
It's
I mean,
huge,
like,
man.
I mean,
It's a lot.
It's good.
He owns
And like,
everything.
and I own everything. And you know, the move to make YouTube content was depressing, but what happened was overnight that brought about like the fucking revival. And then I signed with UTA. The UTA agent said, "Well, what do you want?" And I said, "You know what? I'm kind of fucking burned out with this material and with the road, and I want to fucking film a comedy special. And then on the back of that comedy special, I want my own fucking movie."
Boom.
And now March 18th,
That's
I got
what's
my comedy special.
I love it,
And
man.
that week, I'm taking the meetings to pitch my movie to.
You know
love
what's
it,
crazy
Stevo.
as you're talking, I'm thinking about, and we were talking about this. We have friends that kind of we try to help or we get involved, and they're not doing that well, and we can't figure out why, and they're like 45, and then we realize, oh yeah, you're the reason you're not doing that
It's a
well.
common thing.
And then you hear like with SteveO as he's talking, and you go, well, he got to start with Jackass and Johnny Knoxville. A lot of people say, yeah, he was this crazy kid and then he got his break. Well, no, actually, your personality has probably been exactly like this from day one, and the same motor that's getting you your YouTube
It's his
channel
work
and all this
ethic
is
for
what
sure.
got you
Yeah.
in front of Johnny Knoxville in the first place.
For sure,
It's
man.
just a mindset that
I agree.
you've always.
It's a common theme with everyone.
It's a
Anyone
mindset. You're gonna be
successful,
successful in
You're
anything you do.
grinding, whatever you
I've
decide
never
to
been
do.
lazy, man. Even when I was fucking loaded, like
just
crawling around
go.
looking for cocaine in the carpet fiber.
Fucking right, man.
Never
Sniffing
lazy.
the carpet and shit. Hey,
You were never lazy.
Stevo.
Did you always feel like, even as a kid, because as a kid I always had to have a mission. Like even if I was out with my friends, I couldn't just hang out. I was always like, we got to pick up girls. It's got to be something. I got to have a mission. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
right?
I got to have a finish line though. I always had to have a project or a finish line. And I never understood like going on vacation and just lying out on the beach. I'd go fucking
I can't
crazy.
do it, yeah.
I need to be active and doing shit. Banging girls, guys.
For
What?
me, it was
Huh?
like
Come on, kiss the tip of his
Sorry, man. I'm straight, but I'll do it once.
for me, it was like I just want to fucking matter, man. You know, I want to matter. Like,
You don't
we're
want
all-
to feel like a loser.
We're all gonna, I don't want to be a fucking loser,
I
man.
hear
We're
that,
all gonna
man.
fucking die. I'm like, fuck, dude. I don't think
You wanna
that's
be ma-
cool,
you wanna
man.
matter.
I want to fucking matter forever. That's like been my deal. I want to matter, and I want to matter forever.
It's called a quest for immortality.
You're trying to fill.
Sure.
Yeah, you're trying to fill that hole.
And
It's
that's
tough
why
to
the-
do,
it's
man.
a-
No matter how big you get, it's tough to
That's
do.
why
All
the video
human
camera
beings
was
want to live
so.
forever.
The video camera is so important because it's like there's like the fucking immortality. You know, that's like permanent. You know.
You know what does fill that void? We all have it here. The three of us all have it.
Sure.
That void of looking for love and feeling wanted. Nothing fills that. It comes closer to filling that hole than a live crowd.
Sure.
Nothing close.
He's got the
Sure.
taste of this shit.
Fighting.
This motherfucker's
not
doing
football.
stand-up.
Yeah.
He's doing stand-up, you know. He started stand-up. And we're doing these live shows, man, and he has taken to it
Dude,
like
you mean,
a fish
dude,
to
hold
water.
on. You mean the what Al Magical likes to consider his fucking life's purpose, his calling? You're just doing it.
I will piss on him. Yeah. Hey, Al. Yes. Yes. I will
wait.
piss on you and then take a picture and send it to SteveO just for SteveO. Don't come at me like that, man.
You would
I'm
like
one of your comedy
you would
friends.
you would like Al, SteveO.
I wanna meet
Al would like SteveO. It's simply a misunderstanding. I'm gonna
I think I
Come
like to think
correct
it is.
though, bitch.
He caught me on the wrong set too.
Well, you're trying new
people,
shit.
people were laughing. I fucking played it back. I still have the fucking recording of that night.
Dude, it's new material.
But-
What can you do? SteveO, I got a question for you. I've always wondered about this. You can go into it as much as you want, or you can just skip over it. When these Jackass, so you guys got huge on MTV, stuff like that. Then when the movies happen, how, and I don't know if you had an agent at the time, how does the payment work? You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, I did.
Like, obviously Knoxville's the captain. You're
Sure.
a big deal. Chris Pontus.
Yeah,
then you have all these guys. Dunn.
I feel like I've told this story a lot, so I want to kind of condense it. But like on the first season, I had no lawyer. I didn't
First
fucking
season
care.
of MTV Jackass.
Right.
Gotcha.
First season on MTV, it was just like, you know, when I peeked at the goldfish, I was working in a fucking circus at a flea market in Florida.
Fantastic.
And they came in, and the negotiate, I did my own negotiating. I don't know what the other guys' deals were, but whatever they offered me, I took it. And the offer was, if I did a life-threatening fucking like stunt where, you know, I could get really hurt, I got paid $500, you know, like per stunt. If it wasn't like life and limb on the
a
line,
life-threatening.
what do you mean not life-threatening? If it's something that's like high impact,
you
you get
and
hurt.
They're like, SteveO,
Yeah.
only 100 for the rattlesnake, my man.
right.
A cobra
Well,
will give you
Wait,
500.
I got a question about that. Wait, keep
Right,
going.
but
Keep
so
going.
but if it was like a prank or a gag or something that was like low impact and just like fucking funny, then it was 200. And
Terrible
so
deal.
like, but whatever, dude, it was just like paying my dues, and I don't even fucking feel bad about it. Like to date, I'm actually like fucking proud of it, you know. And so we, you know, like I had 5 days to film, and in those 5 days, I got bitten by a shark. See, like my little fucking. Like,
He's got a shark bite on his finger.
yeah,
It's a very
like-
small shark.
It was a nurse shark.
That
I'm
should be
like,
500
the
though.
only-
That should be
I
500.
almost
took
got his
five.
foot
I
bit
took-
off by a mako.
I took 500. I declined to go to the hospital.
That's
I
500.
500, yeah. Like climbing up the ladder, like a 10-foot ladder, and doing backflips into elephant shit. Like,
I'll give you 150 for that.
well, no, but the thing was, dude, I could have fucking missed. I could have fucking seriously broke my fucking. I could have busted
No
myself.
doubt.
I took 500 for the fucking elephant poop.
Okay, I
Thing
like your
was,
style.
Okay, after the 5 days now, I sat down. I had been bitten by a shark, jumped in the elephant poo, like all like, you know, and I wrote down like mostly I took out this piece of paper because I wanted to like make note. I wanted to list the things that I expected to see on TV. It wasn't even about the money. It's like, okay, I make sure that you don't like, you know, that you remember to fucking log and fucking edit like the
Yeah.
goldfish. Put goldfish first because I swallowed it and I peeked it up.
I remember.
And I remember thinking about it for a second. Then next to goldfish, I wrote 200.
You're like, I'm getting them now, son.
I mean, self-respect.
I mean, the thing is that like you can totally fucking choke and die in a goldfish. Furthermore, it can
I'm
come
giving
up
150 for the goldfish.
It can come
Stevo.
up backwards.
That's too easy, bro.
It can come.
If you're talking about one of those fat goldfish,
Well, but
you
that's
get
the thing.
500.
That's the thing is that like I was like goldfish that like you could totally fucking choke and die. It could come up backwards and
That's a tough argument.
Dude.
You swallow a frog, I'm giving you 500.
Dude, I love your attitude, by the way. but the thing is that I pride myself on this because at the time I was thinking, you know what, the goldfish, that was just kind of funny. You know, here I'm barfing it up, fucking, you know, like that was kind of funny. I wanted to be considered the guy who is just like so gnarly that I just didn't. My integrity did not allow for me to accept $500 for that. Never mind the fucking huge throbbing cock that's up my ass over the fucking, you know.
So did it get better as the seasons progressed?
Well, yeah, like at the end of the day for that first season, I made less than $1,500.
That's insane.
You know, but that's after taxes.
After taxes.
Right, and so you know, and whatever. Like the craziest thing about it was,
So if you're making that, how much? You have no idea how much other boys are making.
I don't know.
When you were doing,
I never even asked.
Like, was Wee Man like 500? I got $20 to suck his dick. You know, like how did it work? You know what I'm saying? Like you guys should have all talked and ganged up.
Bam was definitely getting more, you know, because he was like sort of like had his own video series, whatever. I don't even
Can't kill yourself.
I'm not
when you
privy
guys
to it,
did,
yeah.
when you guys did stuff with poisonous snakes, did you have somebody on hand to?
Not all the time.
Really?
Not all the time, man. No.
So because getting bit by a king cobra.
You're in trouble.
You're in big trouble.
I mean, how about when I did when I had the fucking fish hook through my face and with the mako shark, dude, like I was like, well, what happened if I got bit? You know, they're like, well, you know, like we were fucking like 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours boat ride.
You bleed
like,
out
to get to the fucking coast of Hurricane Katrina devastated Louisiana.
Yeah,
you're
fucked.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, dude, it was gnarly, man. Like
you were
there was
chumming the water.
There was a lot of fucking gnarliness, you know.
Let me ask you this, Steve. Was there anything presented to where you were like, "Fuck, that's too much. Fuck, you know what?
We collectively.
I'm not
like,
riding a great white shark."
There's just not a fun. There's like there's a funny answer and then there's like a not funny answer.
Bring both right now.
They're both like legit. The not funny one is like. I said, hell no, I'm not getting duct taped to a mechanical bull because at a certain point, you know,
that's the not funny one.
That's the not funny. That would be classic.
I know, but no,
Like,
I'm saying
I'll flip into poo. I'll fucking get into a porta potty. I'll fucking dress up like a zebra and run through a lion cage. But I'm not getting duct taped to a mechanical bull.
I mean like majorly duct taped where you can't get off because at a certain
Concussions.
point, you have to fall off the thing, and when you're like fall off the thing, but you're still attached to it, that's spinal
Your neck's
cord
gonna
injury.
get fucked up.
You're gonna get paralyzed.
Yeah.
That's why, and so that's the not funny answer.
Okay.
The funny answer was like the old school VH1 dating shows like Rock of Love,
I
Flavor
love
of
all
Love.
those.
I loved him too.
Love 'em.
I loved him.
King-
like
Tequila,
Bret Michaels,
Tequila.
Bret Michaels, Flavor Flav, and VH1 VH1 reached out to me as a production company. I think it was their own in-house kind of a deal, but like they reached out to me and asked me to do the same fucking thing, like the same format, the same everything.
Brother.
And I was like, I didn't even have to think about it. I was like, dude,
Fucking right.
And I remember in my head because it came to me right away. I said, "There's no fucking way I'm letting 30 chicks tell the whole world how fast I come."
I wasn't expecting that.
I'm not giving them a fucking platform to tell oh, yeah, fucking motherfuckers hear that shit from me.
Do they have sex with all those girls?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Dude,
Oh.
I went
you
into a pitching.
kidding me?
Dude,
It's actually the production company that did Rock of Love was called 51 Minds.
He fucked
And I went
every
in-
single one of those
I went
girls.
into a fucking pitch meeting with 51 Minds, and one of the guys in the fucking from the production company, I was like, dude, I just want you to know the reason I'm taking this meeting is because I am such a fucking fan of Rock of Love Bus. I'm so hurt that Bret Michaels was so selfish as to fucking stop doing this, you know?
I agree.
Like, dude,
fuck the whole vibe up.
I am so addicted to Bret Michaels' sex addiction, you know? And I'm like, and they're like, dude, and this guy was like, you don't even understand. Like, you don't even understand. Like, what we showed on Rock of Love and Rock of Love Bus, like, You don't even understand. Like he's like,
tell.
he said
Let me
before.
get my hand on my pants. Hold on.
He said before.
Talking about Daisy.
He said before they even like started shooting, the night before production began, he had like I want to say like a 5-some.
Legend. Fucking the captain of all zebras.
Maybe it was a foursome. It was not a threesome. It was
Jesus.
All the chicks
Yes.
are bad too.
Before-
They were all hot.
They were all.
no, they weren't.
Oh, I was a
God, no, they were
fan.
not.
Daisy?
I mean, dude,
Daisy?
they had a few hot ones in there, but
They were the
dude,
grateful
whatever it
type,
was,
though,
like,
you know?
dude, and
But those
that
girls-
was my
those girls
rationale.
sign up knowing they're gonna fuck the guy.
Oh, no. They're signing the contract. You ain't getting the only thing you're getting paid
They're
is
signing
dick
the
for Bret
non-disclosure.
Michaels.
They're signing the non-disclosure about like if they happen to see under that bandana.
Or him without his makeup.
He does wear. I worked with him, and he does have makeup.
Dude,
on.
how about if
bless
you
his
signed
heart,
up for
bless his
that?
heart. I don't even.
I
ever,
love
very,
him.
very nice
I don't
guy.
ever want
He's
to
a
go
very
on the
nice
record
guy.
saying anything
No,
bad
he's
about
the
that.
no,
Fucking
dude.
God
He
bless.
gave me hours of entertainment.
God
He's
bless
also a
him.
nice guy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
great. Can you imagine signing up for that show and they're like, "Who's the celebrity?" Like, you ready for this? Flavor Flav.
Ah,
Fuck,
dude. I mean,
sign up for
hey,
Flavor Flav?
I will not fucking fault their thinking. And how about if we got fucking SteveO to do it? You know, like, dude. I mean,
Do
dude,
it.
I'm
You
telling
got
you,
Cat Von
dude,
Girl. I'm a huge fan of
I'm
her.
telling you that. I'm not. This is years ago.
Nah, we'll bring it
idea came
back.
up. This is years ago. The idea came up, but like, I am the first to admit that if I did it, that show would have been fucking.
It'd been the
dominant.
biggest show on VH1.
I mean,
fuck Tila.
It's
Tila.
not
Why you
like,
say that
it's
word?
not like okay. The challenge for today, ladies, is that you're gonna write a love song to Bret Michaels.
No, to me, who can fit Stevo's dick in their mouth?
It's like,
Hey, man.
no, dude.
What, bro?
You take it the fuck easy.
Is that
over
too
there.
much?
You take it easy.
That's
right?
how I would
This
do
is a
it.
family show.
Hey, who wants a rose? Come get this dick.
Right, it's not even that.
All
Like,
right, well, that-
dude, just the
there's more to
challenges.
the show.
The challenges that like that would have been like on every episode if I was. If they
What
were
would you have had him do?
I mean, I don't know. But like
Crazy shit.
Dude, I remember
Oh
when,
my God,
when I first moved to LA. When I first moved to LA, I got a fucking apartment across the street from Rock and Roll Ralph's on the Sunset Strip, like the part of the Sunset Strip where all the hookers are. You know, just hookers coming by. Like you can hock a
Fantastic.
loogie on the 7th Veil.
You call them hookers.
You
I
know?
call them girls who need help with their rent. Keep going.
and this was because it was bum fights was not a thing. Bum fights was not a thing because fuck bum fights. But
Ooh, that thing took off though.
but you know what? But fuck me, because I remember when I moved into that apartment, one of the first things I thought of was like, dude, man, it would be so fucking rad to fucking have like the fucking like the street hooker Olympics. You know, like I'd be like, I want to make like a
Another
fucking,
brilliant
He's always
idea.
thinking. He's always thinking.
I want to make,
VH1 right now is like Hooker Olympics.
you know what I mean? Like the street hooker fucking games, you know? Where I was like, okay, like fucking like high heeled street hooker skateboard racing. You know, like down
Great
the
idea.
fuck,
Dude,
you
it's
know?
brilliant.
And then I was like, maybe I'll bring some street hookers like into like my apartment and I'll like spray paint like a big fucking like circle on my living room carpet, you know, like a sumo circle.
Oh,
so
naked
it's like,
wrestling.
well, no, like double, you know, the double-ended dildo.
Yeah.
So they face with their backs to each other.
Ass to
and
ass.
ass like double-ended dildo butt sumo.
Okay. And then they
So they
gotta
had to-
push each
so
other
they had to
out.
keep the
First of all,
dildo
and
in.
second
I'll tell you what, that's a good way to tear your asshole,
Hard on right
Stevo. I'm not.
But like double-ended dildo butt sumo. Who can crash each other out of the circle without losing the dildo?
Actually, the best idea I've ever heard.
I'd watch it.
You know, but like, so in any case, like, they're like, and I don't even want to like represent like myself with these ideas, but back then,
No, that was back in the day, man. Fun, Stevo.
back then, and back then, if I did, that would be the kind of thing I would want to see on the fucking.
Hell yeah.
And by the way, what do you call that show? SteveO of Love.
Yeah.
Dude,
Flavor,
hell yeah.
flavor
Stevo of Love.
Flavor of SteveO.
Stevo of Love, XXX. And it's on like 2 in the morning.
Double dildo action.
Does
do you,
Stevo do anal?
Did you probably attract freaks, right? Girls who want to get down.
I mean, I don't know.
Get down?
like-
And by down, we mean like
Street for
bite their neck with a snake and shit?
Vampires.
I've never been like crazy at all. Like, you know, I'm just like,
I'd imagine you, but there are plenty of freaks that want to do weird stuff. Have
I
you ever
guess, I
Like,
don't know. I've
Stevo,
never-
pour this Tabasco in my eye.
I poured plenty of Tabasco in my own eyes. And
I know. So I'm sure they're seeing that. Like, I bet some of their fantasies are pour this Tabasco in my eye.
I don't know.
While
if
your
that's
balls
the truth.
deep in me.
I don't know if that's the truth.
Well, I'm saying that's what crazy fans would do.
Maybe that's what you want to see. Maybe you're.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
He's getting fucking.
Hey, maybe there's a porno now.
Stevo's dick in your mouth. He's getting all fucked up.
Bro, that's the show.
Hey, let's move on to current
No,
events.
we're just pitching ideas here, brainstorming.
But yeah, so Sonic on the trajectory of like the money with Jackass. Like when the first where the first season show aired, then the 1 week later the second show aired, then another week after that, the third episode aired 2 weeks in. Like after the ratings came back for the third episode, I got a call from the like executive producer guy, like the line producer and like red tape guy. Calls up and he says, it's a hit. We got the ratings. It's a hit. Like, it's like the fucking highest rated show in the history of MTV. And I don't even know why he said that because he just was so not worried about negotiating with me.
Yeah.
So not worried.
This thing's going to be huge. Anyways, you're getting $500 in the mail.
He says, it's such a hit that MTV has ordered seasons 2 and 3 together in one go because the first season was 8 episodes. And so they bought 16 episodes comprising seasons 2 and 3. He says, so they ordered 16 episodes, and we know we got to pay you. So we're going to give you $2,000 per episode.
Piece of shit.
And in my head on the phone, it was like fuck, dude, like 16 times 2,000.
Let me get my calculator.
That's $32,000. I'm fucking rich.
That's
agent, bro.
You need an agent.
I didn't know.
I would have been like, I would have just hung up the phone.
Was
and
Johnny
killed
Knoxville
yourself.
like, man, it's
you
crazy.
You should have gotten 30 to the starting bid is $35,000 an episode. That's
Yeah,
mean, well,
Knoxville was like,
there-
man, it's crazy. They're paying us $35
there were
million.
9 of us, but you're right.
doesn't
You're right.
matter. They
How
can
many
afford
motherfuckers
that.
were on Jersey Shore?
What?
And
They
those
can-
fucking.
You know how much money those kids made?
Oh, dude, they fucking.
Oh,
yeah,
they were
they
getting
made-
like 1.2 something million, or I think it was like 2 million an episode by the end of 3
no,
million.
not $1 million an episode, but they were getting hundreds of thousands of dollars.
They made bank.
They were in
Overall,
six-
they're making millions.
They were in 6 figures per episode. I had $2,000.
God, and
doing
doing some shit.
$2,000, but mind you, like it's like okay, now we're gonna rip your eyebrows off.
And by the
Go
way-
sign
by the way,
here.
You're talking about Viacom. You're talking about the company that.
Oh, I agree.
Viacom owns.
Meanwhile, fucking whatever the Jersey Shore boy's name is, they're partying, dancing, making millions.
Situation.
The situation. He's dead broke now. You see that?
Oh, dude, I know it's gnarly. And the
I
dude,
saw him selling his rims and shit on eBay. It's depressing.
the dude
He's
fucking.
like, come on, who wants him? He's in front of him with his shirt on.
And like tax evasion, like
Him and his brother tax evasion.
just all kinds of crazy shit. But yeah, I mean, whatever the case is, and I look back on it.
I'm not mad at Sammy.
I'm
for
just
that
fucking
season.
stoked that like what I gave a fuck about. I never even thought about the money, man. I was like, dude, I'm gonna fucking live forever because I didn't expect to live like more than a couple years.
Yeah.
Like when the show came out, I was 26, and I was figured I'd probably be in the 27 club.
That's fair. That's
I mean,
fair.
he's getting high and drunk.
Oh, dude, I was so gnarly. I would sleep like once every like 3 days. I'd be like 2 days on, 1
What
day
was your
off.
drug of choice?
Damn.
Cocaine was like a. I mean, really, it was pot and alcohol and cocaine and some pills. But then I would
A
get
little bit of
like,
everything, it sounds like.
yeah, but then I would.
Really, it was and booze and cocaine and some pills.
A little bit of everything. Let's stop everything.
But I would get like my
then
extracurricular. I'd go through phases where it was just like I would just be huffing nitrous oxide or smoking PCP or fucking snorting ketamine.
Okay.
Or like doing
Snorting
like
ketamine?
Oh, dude, I fucking love ketamine, dude.
What does ketamine do to you?
It's like a pharmaceutical PCP.
Okay.
It's like a notoriously like a cat or a horse tranquilizer, and like
And it does what to you?
oh, dude, it just fucks up your everything, dude. Like, I mean, at various times, I remember once I was like in a bathtub on ketamine, and like my feet attached to my fucking were like 30 feet away. I was like, whoa, I was in a fucking hotel room one time. I was in a hotel room one time doing it, and the whole fucking hotel room just started free falling. I'm like, whoa, free falling. I looked up and I could like see like a fucking like elevator shaft that it was falling through, and I was like, whoa. And I remember like that that night, I remember thinking, I was like, dude, Jim Morrison doesn't have shit on me. He's like, I am gnarly.
Time to die.
Yes.
I got another year.
Whose idea was to bring this to the public? Because MTV did that whole documentary on you getting sober because I think you were huffing at the time.
Right.
Johnny Knoxville and I think Bam and maybe Ryan.
Right. It was Knoxville. It was Knoxville. And dude,
you had to sign off on that, right?
Like I did, yeah. I had a fucking whole box of videos that, like, you know, and I just handed. I was like the gnarliest stunt. Was handing over that box.
That was nuts.
I feel like
and I just fucking, and I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't fucking watch that documentary they made about me because I was like, dude, I just can't fucking watch it.
Right,
so
that
whatever.
makes sense. That makes sense.
I just signed off on them, just doing whatever. You know.
What makes Knoxville so special? Why is he the captain of you crazy asses?
Dude, he is just that fucking early. I mean, like, if you think about it, the rest of us, like, for the most part, grew up on skateboards, like, fucking really, like, are, like, you know, we have, like, that natural instinct, like, or learned or whatever. Like, we are people who fall down. Like, we're skaters. We're you know, like, we bring to...
Did you start as a skater, Steve? I don't even know.
Yeah, I did. I was a skater. I wasn't that great, though.
Bam was a really good skater.
Bam was pro, yeah. Like, I was never, like, pro level, but I was pretty good, you know? But, like... we brought to the Jackass table, like, that fucking falling off skateboard, that, like, sort of skill set, that physicality. Like, Knoxville just didn't, you know. When Knoxville got on a skateboard, it was just meat hitting the ground, you know.
Yeah.
Like, he got on the fucking 12-foot vert, like, half pipe and, like, tried to drop in. And he might as well have just dove off of it. And then he went straight to the flat bottom, you know.
How did he get like that? Like,
What's
his
just
deal?
like, he is just so gnarly. He doesn't have any coordination at all. He doesn't have any experience, like with like, he's just like, I'm like, and what the way that it happened was, like, a skateboard magazine, and they made videos. The videos were super popular, and the guy in charge was like, dude, these videos, we have something going on, but nobody cares about the skateboarding. Reached out to Spike Jonze. He said, let's take out the skateboarding from my videos, and what's left over, let's make it a TV show. And it was that simple. Spike Jonze picked up the phone. And
so what makes Johnny so special? Like, the mastermind, like these movies he's doing?
Two things he did. One was attaching himself to that rocket, and anything could have happened.
Sure.
And then standing blindfolded and letting bulls
That
run him over.
That's what makes him special. And then on top of that, like, his, like, physical, like, you know, like, he has that fucking movie star look, you know, like, certainly more than any of the rest of us, you know, like, women see. That's what made him special, is that motherfuckers, dudes want to watch Jack, like, oh my god, they want to, like, be him, and chicks just fucking they'll watch him fucking, like, be covered in shit because they want to fuck him. Have
you seen his movie? He's really good, like in The Ringer and in Men in Black. I think 2 and 3. He's really good.
He's great. He's also, he strikes me as another guy's probably highly intelligent, but I almost feel
he really is.
I feel like he is. I really think he must be a masochist. I think he actually gets off on the pain. There's no other way to describe somebody who's willing to do that kind of crazy shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
One thing's for sure is that we would have our, like, philosophical, like, fucking, like, the discussions at the bar, and I would be like, dude, you know, like, fucking, this shit's forever, dude. You know, like, we're fucking, like, you know, the video camera, like, the footage, like when I die, I'm telling, like, when I die, like, fucking, I'm not gonna be dead. Like, you know, when we die, I'm like saying, like, we're not gonna be dead. Like, this shit's gonna fucking live on. I'm just so stoked because we get to fucking be immortal.
Sounds like how somebody talks when they're so high on cocaine.
This is true. That's exactly what I was saying.
Dude, we're never gonna die. At the end of the day, we got the shit on video, and that's how we're gonna be, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna live forever,
But
man.
everyone has an
This shit is
Instagram, don't
forever,
they?
bro. This shit's forever. That's a cocaine
Right,
conversation.
and Knox was like, yeah, he's like, dude, he's like, you know, you can't get your dick sucked when you're dead. You can't, like, he's like, no, I don't care. He's like, he never cared about, like, the idea of a legacy or like, whatever. He's just like, you know what? Like, I just fucking don't, like, I want to work. You know, I want to fucking, like, I want to have an easy job. I want to have a lot of money. Like, you know, he was really focused on what happened in this realm, and I was so.
Was he sober? He was never really
No. But he, like, and we all got, dude, that second movie, Jackass #2. Like, we were fucking, like,
You guys were lit.
whatever Led Zeppelin was like on the road, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. We were gnarly. We were just awesome, and, you know, like, I flamed out. You know, like, some of the other guys, like, sort of, you know, are doing what they're doing. And Knoxville just reeled it in, man. You know, he got, like, real serious.
He's got a daughter and stuff. And
Right. I mean, and he's had 2 kids since then.
When you guys see someone from your squad, like, I hate to bring it up, but a guy like Ryan Dunn who died, does it make you guys feel like, all right, well, we're not going to live forever? Like, what we're doing is some gnarly shit. Because he's probably the closest one who passed away, correct?
Well, right, he's the only one of us who passed away, and he was just so fucking. You know, I mean, it's just like, you know, I mean,
And all the crazy shit.
I mean,
he's done,
dude, well,
of
just
course.
out of all of us, like, he was not fucking out of control. I mean, he drove like an asshole.
Yeah.
You know, he drove like an asshole, and that was like, I guess, really what it was. You know, but he just didn't have. He just wasn't fucking out of control. You know, like, it's just like the fact that he's gone and I'm here. Like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, it's almost not
You know,
fair,
it doesn't
right?
make any fucking
Yeah.
sense at all. But yeah, you know, like, I don't know, man. But and then like just back to the thing about the Jackass 4, because I started talking about the movie that I want to make.
Yeah.
I was like, I was in Tampa, and there's this great. I'm sure you've met him, Mike Calta, the fucking Calta radio show. He's the #1 radio DJ in Tampa, and he was saying to me, really candidly, and I respected him for doing it. He said, you know, when I went to the theater to see Jackass 3D, you know, like right when it came out, he said, I was scared for you. I was scared for all of you guys because I was really worried that it had come to a point where it was going to just be sad to see you guys doing that, you know? Just like now they're at a point
That's fair.
where now they're at a point where now it's going to become sad.
Yeah.
And
opposite, though.
he said, and he said, I was so relieved to go to the theater, see the movie, and find that that was not the case, that you got away with it, the movie was fucking hilarious, and it was fantastic. But I can't get out of my head what, like him saying that, because what he was describing being worried about back then, I think, and I even emailed this to the guys, you know, I was just like, yeah, you know, because like a couple of the guys really want to see another movie happen because like they're not doing anything. So periodically, an email comes in with everybody copied, Spike Jones, Knoxville, like the whole cast. Hey guys, come on, like let's make a fucking Jackass 4, come on, you know. And I was like, hey guys, you know, like, I responded saying, just relating what the radio guys said.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, man, like I said, I'm not against us doing something together, but like we gotta fucking, if we're gonna do something, we gotta kind of like get out in front of that. we gotta get out in
Well,
front
how do
of
you
it.
beat what you're doing?
Well, we just gotta get out in front of it and acknowledge it.
Yeah,
You
man.
know?
Yeah.
And like whatever, the thing is that like since I just never stopped being fucking gnarly. I mean, sure, I went on surf trips. I've been fucking getting crazier to staying crazy. You know, in certain respects, pushing myself harder than I ever did before.
Well, you're the craziest motherfucker because now you're sober and still doing it.
sure.
Like, I just assumed you guys were all on drugs, like
Yes,
running
I think
the walls
I
and
think
shit.
Knoxville is genuinely the craziest motherfucker because I'll like pick my battles somewhat, you know, like I'll try to pick my battles like I won't fucking get duct taped to a mechanical bull. You know?
Yeah.
But like the thing is that you know, I don't know, like I haven't fucking slowed down, and I think for me, I'll be able to, especially like given that I'm trying to do the movie with a story, like I'm ready to fucking hit that shit out of the fucking fuck the park, out of the world.
Well, that's
dude.
all you
I'm
know
gonna
how to
fuck-
do, though. Yeah.
I'm gonna hit that shit.
wouldn't
out of the
expect
world.
anything
March
less.
16th
March
to
18th.
March 18th. It's called
SteveO, guilty as charged.
SteveO, guilty as charged.
Showtime.
What's the most painful thing you've ever done? Like what hurt the most?
You know, like every time I've been answered that question, or every time I've been asked that, I get frustrated because I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, there's different kinds of pain where, like, you know, like
Connoisseur.
like the like getting electrocuted, you know, is like fucking so sharp and hurts so bad, but it's quick. And then like if like you like fucking like burn like second degree burns on your ass, or
That's
like
not
you burn the
fun.
skin off, then like every time you stand up you gotta peel your fucking underwear off your ass for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's not
So these
good.
are two totally different kinds of pains. You know, like
one
there's
lasts
pain
for 2
there's
weeks.
pain that's like super sharp.
You ever been stung
And
by
then-
a bullet ant or?
Oh yeah,
You have.
We did that fucking rite of passage with a glove of ants.
Right.
Rite
What
of
was
passage.
Dude, that was the worst.
What was that?
Rite of
like?
passage.
Hold
bad.
on. I need to know what the fuck that was.
That
about.
was well, Pontius got it worse than me because there was only one glove with all the ants in it, and he went first. So you know,
So some fell
dude,
out.
His hand turned into fucking Mickey Mouse shit. You know,
Really?
he had
Those
Mickey
are all
Mouse.
bullet ants in there?
Yeah, he had Mickey Mouse.
You can actually die from that.
Yeah.
Shock.
These boys don't give a fuck.
And then the craziest thing is that was what we did.
How long did that pain last on your hand?
Oh, it was like hours. We fucking we did Wild Boys. We traveled the world.
I love that
Like
show.
traveled the world, just getting attacked by everything, fucking insects. And how many things can we get attacked by? And that was before, like when we brought Knoxville on a few trips.
Yeah.
On the Russia trip when I kissed Pontius's dick.
Yeah.
Like we had Knoxville on the trip, and Knoxville was just like, okay, yeah, like fucking whatever, like shoot me with a fucking rubber bullet and the 9mm, like come on, shoot me, you know, like and the director was like, hey yo, dude, Knox, like if you have that in you. Don't fucking do it on MTV.
Yeah.
Fuck, you know,
Save
if you have that in you, let's fucking make let's get the band back together.
Yeah,
So we
man.
did. And so that was why Wild Boys ended, was because we did Jackass #2.
I love it.
And on Jackass #2, now somehow it was way more legit because we did the first Jackass movie pretty much off the books, you know, like it was like a ghost company, like they took the money and then like once nobody died, then Paramount sort of officially quote unquote found out about the
Probably a
movie
smart move.
and bought it out, you know, so if anybody died, like it wasn't on
Not on
there.
Paramount's
It was
dime.
just as fucking illegitimate as could possibly be, like I think movie history for that matter. But by the time Jackass #2 came out, it wasn't that way anymore. Now it's like more like Paramount is sort of on the hook like when it's being shot. So they had us going to like doctors, you know, and to get like tested for, because they had like different ideas, like with the B limo, we go in the limo under a ruse, put us in the limo, and then throw in a fucking beehive,
Yeah, I
and
remember
then
that.
lock us in there. So there was one particular test. They sent us to the doctor for one particular test to test us for our allergies to fucking bees. Pontius came back like Pontius came back super allergic. Like the doctor was like, "Do not let him get stung by anything. He could just drop dead on the spot."
Jesus.
We found that out after we
God,
went around
dog.
the entire fucking world and got attacked by everything, bullet ants included. You know?
Jesus Christ.
And you know, and I came back. They're like, we don't even know what SteveO is. Like, he's not even human on this test.
He's like Wolverine. Yeah. Let me ask you this, Stevo, and then we'll get to current events. How is your body and especially your brain physically?
I think my brain's pretty solid. Unless like all the fucking head trauma, you know, because it fucking hit my head a lot, and so
Yeah.
if that's like something that's
That's
coming
what I'm
down the
worried
pike
about.
like 20
Yeah.
years later,
Yeah.
then I'm probably fucked. 'Cause I've had a lot of head trauma.
Yeah.
But that comes later, right?
Yeah. Kind of.
He asked the UFC fighter.
Kind of.
They're both okay.
I mean, whatever. I like to think, dude, when you see my head bounce on that stage on my special, it's gonna really upset you.
Yes. I don't like seeing that.
Joe
He
Rogan, I
dropped
know
you.
that Joe Rogan's really upset about
Yeah,
that.
man.
He dropped you hard.
He dropped me from high.
Then how's your body? Like you're
My
in the morning,
body,
your
like,
back, knees.
aside from like fake teeth and terrible tattoos, like I don't have like real permanent damage except for like an esophageal condition, which is like Barrett's esophagus, where like I just had to monitor it. Like I just got the green light to not have another like endoscopy where they stick the camera down, you know.
Yeah.
For like I got the 3-year green light, so
How'd
I'm
you
in pretty good
how'd you
shape.
get that?
Just terrible living, cocaine, fucking barfing. Like if I don't have the world record for having barfed on television more than anybody else, you know.
So the acid.
Yeah, just like I'm a professional bulimic. You know, like, I have been anyway.
I barf too much. I give
Yeah,
myself a
just
condition.
barfing, smoking, cocaine, drugs, bad living.
Perfect
you know,
cocktail.
That
like,
stuff will cause you problems.
yeah, I mean, I guess my best guess, but yeah, so I got to keep a close eye on my esophagus.
You're better than I thought, though.
Other
I thought
than
you were
that,
going
I'm
to
in
say
pretty good
your
shape.
back. And
I think I look pretty good for 41 too.
Yeah, right, you do.
Well, thanks,
Yeah,
man.
right, you
Jesus.
cutie
Let's
pie.
go to current events with
I love
Evan
it.
the Body the Beard.
All right, first one up.
There's a beard. Sorry.
Are you an
sounds
MMA
nice.
guy?
No.
No.
Just cute.
It's just a-
I'll
First
take
team
it.
all cutie.
oh, after this, we're all gonna fuck him in a straight way. Of course.
I won't
Like
put
you
up a
did in
fight.
Russia,
He's an otter.
just like in Russia.
What is that? What's an otter? I think we've
otter's
gone
like-
over that in this
An
room.
otter, well, I mean, the beard kind of throws it off. You're not really an otter. But an otter's like, in the gay world, like sort of a small guy, you know.
Oh, that's an actual term?
Yeah.
Oh, tell us what it is.
Small guy, like relatively, like not hairy, you know. And then the bear is like this super big, you know, like pot belly, like fucking
Hairy as fuck.
hairy as fuck, like gonna fuck you up the ass, bear style.
So what's the otter do? The otter
The
takes
otter-
it?
the otter gets fucked.
I guess
By
the
bear.
otter. I mean, the otter.
You
is
lift
just
that
like,
leather tail up and fuck him.
He cracks shells on his tummy. and
I don't know.
By
but
crack shells, you
I'm
mean
not sure if the otter
blow
is about
loads.
receiving
By-
or giving or
suck
what.
dick.
Like maybe the otter gets fucked. I don't know.
by crack shells, I mean he sucks huge dicks.
But yeah, take away the
By
beard.
the dozen.
By cracked shells, I mean bust nuts
He's
on
on
his
the other
mouth.
side of a glory hole. Boys, step right up.
Oh,
You
and
got
by the
honor.
way,
Well, your new nickname's the Otter, Evan. Stevo gave it to you.
Evan's beard, the otter, the body.
Evan the
Yeah.
Otter.
Just Evan the
I have no
Otter from now on.
by the way, before we wrap this up, I want to say that like when I recently did the Joe Rogan podcast, I think it goes down as one of the most epic fucking podcasts
Great podcast.
ever.
Yes.
And I think this one is fucking epic as fuck too.
You're a
This has
beast,
been-
man. You might be my favorite guest. I'm
well,
not
thanks,
just saying
man.
that. You're a beast.
This goes down, I think, for me, it's like one of the like epic fucking podcasts. But I want, like, and how to say this? I like even like the Howard Stern show, like whatever. Like there has never been an interview that I've done that has generated more feedback and positive feedback than that last Joe Rogan podcast. And I want to fucking see
people are
the
gonna love you.
feedback from this fucking podcast
for it, my man.
on my social media and fucking
Wait for
you know,
it,
I'm pretty
brother.
cool with like the Twitter and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know?
What's your,
Like,
give us your.
They're gonna
what they
come
know
after
about
I'm
you like
at
this.
SteveO. Just at SteveO.
Yeah, they're gonna find it.
I got
I'm
the
telling
fucking
you, they're
check.
gonna love you.
Search SteveO and I've got the little verified.
Yeah, they know
check mark.
our fans. are
But dude, I'm
beasts with
fucking
it.
so fucking proud of you guys and so fucking just happy for your success with this, man.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you. I'm just glad you could make
Let's
it
go
here,
find
man.
an otter and have some fun after this. Huh? What do you got, Ev?
Otter up.
I'm gonna fucking lube this kid up.
Yeah. Hey, our gift to you, bro, for coming on is the otter, the beard.
You get to fuck our producer.
Evan the otter, our producer.
The otter's gonna suck your dick real good in that Tesla if you don't mind, Stevo.
There it is.
There it is.
You fucking otter.
Popping shells on his
Make
chest.
noises like an otter. Crack these shells, and by that I mean fucking take this rod.
Fucking stupid.
Sorry about
All right, Ev, go to the
So
current
deep
events,
into
man. We're gonna do this all day if you don't get
I'm
into it.
old.
All right. First one, NFL All-Pro running back LaShawn McCoy got into an argument with a bunch of off-duty cops in a Philly club, and him and 3 of his boys beat the shit out of these off-duty cops. Here's the list of injuries we got.
And this is the cops or the
you're fighting- this
McCoy's
is
The
boys?
cops. McCoy's boys are fine.
Philly cops are tough as shit, by the way, but you're dealing with 0.01 percenters.
We got broken ribs, broken nose,
Damn.
a shitload of stitches, lacerated eye, possible skull fracture, and possible orbital fracture.
Was it an even fight, like 3-on-3 or
How the
something?
fuck?
Doesn't sound like
What
it.
do you mean possible skull fracture?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you either did it or you didn't.
That's like when you go to get a fucking X-ray and they say, "Oh, you bruised it really bad."
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I
Either
like-
your skull's fractured or it's not.
Right.
I like that
fracture
the Philly
is not.
cops didn't reach for their guns. They were men and they fought it out.
Well, they're off duty.
yeah.
So, I mean, do
they have their guns on.
Do they have their guns on?
Oh, they carry the guns. Yeah, they always have their guns on.
Even
For
in a
sure,
nightclub
pull
when
the
they're all-
gun. For
I
sure,
don't
pull the
know.
gun.
So-
out.
They were
There's a
men. They were men. They fought and they lost.
What kind of legal action happens? What kind of legal action? Because they're off duty, so it's not like you beat up a
They
regular
get,
Yeah.
they,
police
get, they
officer.
don't
Well,
want. They get in trouble too.
There's video of it. So the cops have been basically exonerated of any wrongdoing. So now it's just on
Well, what started the
getting
fight?
arrest warrants. for-
Yeah, what started the fight?
They fought over a bottle of champagne. McCoy and his boys said that bottle of champagne's ours. The cops said, nah, that's ours.
Plus, Philadelphia, he plays for the Buffalo Bills. So I'm
More
sure
is
they're like,
going on
"Fuck
in this
dude."
story. I just watched
I
this
agree.
documentary about dirty cops. What the fuck are cops doing fucking complaining about bottle service champagne?
That is
You know,
weird.
that's shady
Undercover.
as fuck.
In a
Shady
club?
as fuck. Dirty cops fucking...
Stevo. Stevo, we don't know that. For
Well,
God's sake.
well, it sounds like it didn't work out for him though. It sounds like they all got their ass whooped.
It sounds like something else to the story.
It might be.
I
something
bet. I
else.
would say. I bet a girl's involved.
You don't want to fight 3 NFL current.
Well, it
NFL
wasn't 3
fighters.
NFL guys.
Oh,
It was,
I'm sorry.
It was
Just him and
it was just
his
him,
buddies?
McCoy, and his boys.
McCoy and
Oh,
3
Two
others.
boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, McCoy probably did most of the damage.
I mean, there's no
Is it
video.
a whole thing on video?
No, not well. Yeah, basically, but it's all from like you're getting most of their
dark.
backs.
Yeah.
and it's dark and it's a club, so it's kind of
Yeah.
tough to figure it out. But you can definitely pretty clearly see McCoy's face.
Well, he's
right
not.
there
He's
in
not
the
winning
whole
any
thick of it.
fans by doing that shit. He was already in trouble with Buffalo.
Certain fans.
What else you got, Ev? Yeah, certain people are digging it.
Next one, DMX was found unconscious in a Ramada Inn parking lot in New York. Damn it. So he's had a
Damn.
long history with like drug problems and shit.
He's
So he was
like-
actually dead. He was not breathing and no pulse, nothing.
I like this
they,
music,
they
too.
brought him back.
I did
CPR'd
too in
his ass.
1998.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Heath Ledger died.
I know, right? Fuck.
But DMX is still here after his 80th
DMX, you
overdose.
can't fucking, you can't kill him, bro.
Not to mention, guy is $10 million in debt. That's his net worth. negative 10 million.
Well, he got into, he came up through the foster system, I think, and then made good, and then just couldn't hold it together.
Hold it together. He made like a jagillion dollars.
Yeah.
Fuck the way he was brought up. He's made $1 million, and now is he still doing music, or what's he just?
Yeah. I mean, he's
got so many mug shots. You know when they like
so many.
When they make one picture out of 1,000 pictures.
DM Dark Man X.
Bro,
that'd be such a funny idea to execute on.
Bro, you can't kill him. If you guys do Jackass 4, you need to throw his ass in there.
Right.
Damn. Well, Dark Man X, we wish you well.
Darkman X.
That's his name.
Really?
Yep, that's what DMX stands for.
Really? Darkman X?
Yep.
Wow.
I know
I
my
didn't
shit.
know that.
I know my shit. I like that. DMX.
One thing
I
is
actually
Dead
really
Man
got
X.
into his music. I listen to his music. I listen to every song.
Everyone did, though.
I know,
He's
but
a
for
huge
me,
artist.
I'm not into rap, but I love him. I think he's great. So.
Dude, I never said I did not love him. I fucking love him like crazy.
Yeah.
God,
I'm
man.
a fan,
What a
but...
bummer. All right, what
What
else?
was the last show he was on was that, was he on one of those celebrity rehab shows? I think so, on VH1.
Stevo, how do you get off drugs? Tell him. Maybe he's listening. What do you do?
Yeah,
People
fuck,
wrestling with
man.
addiction.
Like,
There are pills you can take for alcohol.
no, there really aren't.
Now there are. Now there are drugs you can take.
Like what? Like antabuse?
I don't know. You can take certain pills that will actually allow you to drink moderately, believe it or not, and they work really
DMX's thing isn't alcohol, it's drugs, though, B.
okay.
They don't
Yeah,
have it for that.
he
he's
finds
in some
crack
serious
cocaine
shit.
to be particularly
Yeah,
delicious.
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. All right, I have no advice. God bless you. God
Yeah,
bless you.
I don't really know what he's doing. The last time I
I'm
saw
sure
DMX,
he's been in rehab. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he has.
I mean,
Rehab doesn't really work, though, right?
Well,
It's less
yeah,
than 5%, I saw.
I mean, whatever. Like, what it is like a rehab. It's not that the rehab doesn't work. Saying rehab doesn't work is the same exact fucking thing as saying a gym doesn't work. You know, of all the people who go to a gym, probably
still some
only
fat asses up in
Probably
there.
only fucking 5% of, like whatever. You
Yeah,
know,
in
like
shape,
how
yeah.
many fat motherfuckers are there, and
There's a
then how
ton.
many of them like have been to a gym, and how many of them
Yeah,
are
they're not
actually
using
getting
it
shape.
appropriately. Yeah.
So right, so a
that's a
rehab.
really good analogy.
That's a good analogy, yeah.
Rehab is like a gym. It's like, you know, you're not gonna fucking get sober by it, or get in shape by going.
Yeah,
and
you
being
use the
in a-
tools.
You gotta pick
You
up the
take
weights. You
advantage
gotta
of
pick
it.
up the weights.
Yeah,
You
that
gotta
makes
fucking do
sense.
the work. It says rehab and gym is as good as the work that you put into them, and continue to do.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That cleared up
I never
a
heard.
whole lot.
I never
Yeah.
heard that
Me
analogy,
neither.
but I'm gonna steal it.
Yeah,
use
it's fuck.
that.
It's
I like that.
it's the work you put into it and the work that you continue to
Coming
put
from
into
an
it,
addict,
you know?
yeah, that means a lot.
Sure, and so that's the thing. It's like you go to rehab and you do what they fucking say, you know. And like, they told me go into like a halfway house, you know, and I fucking stayed in the halfway house till I had been sober for 2 fucking years.
Damn. Wow.
Because I was like, I said, because I heard those statistics. You're right. 95% of people fucking fail, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give myself every fucking advantage because I want to fucking do it right. And after 2 years of living in a halfway house, by that point, like I was in new habits. I didn't have fucking bad influences, you know. Like I had new habits. and
Did
I
you get addicted to something else? Did something else fill that?
I mean, whatever. I put on a bunch of weight, fucking, eating fucking like an
Food.
asshole, you know? Like, when my comedy tour started, I sure fucking, like, treated myself to some fucking new friends, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And,
That's called living, brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's called fucking. Sorry, man. That's called being red-blooded and fucking.
You're a goddamn red-blooded American. That's all that means.
yeah.
What else you got, Ev?
All right, so the last one for today is your boy CM Punk pulled out of his fight, pushed it back. He's getting back surgery on Wednesday, herniated discs.
Well, the issue I have with this is, so I'm sure he
CM
knew
Punk-
about his back before we
So
found
is
out
he
about it.
is he a WWE
He's a
guy?
WWE guy
And now
who-
he's MMA.
Hold. He's a WWE guy who is buddies with Dana White and was like, hey, man, I want to fight in the UFC. I've never fought before. And they signed him to a UFC contract. He has 0 fights, 0 fighting experience. But because of his fame in the WWE, they signed with UFC. So a lot of guys hate him. Same thing, right? Like,
Sure,
a lot of
I
comedians-
get it.
but
And
because
only
his-
now I'm putting it together.
Yep, that's why I was saying you're kind of like the CM Punk. So you can see how a lot of guys say, I don't
So he
hate
backed out
him.
of a scheduled fight.
Yeah, he was,
That's
he was
upsetting.
supposed to finally fight. And so last week there was a fight card, and he's supposed to fight this kid it was his first UFC fight. And if he won, he's
Kid
supposed
looks
to fight him.
legit.
Well, yeah, he's a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
So they bring those two into the ring, and they like have a face-off. CM Punk knew his back was fucked up before then. So it's weird. It's called honey dicking. What I think is he's not ready for a fight. He's not ready to. As sure as fuck ain't ready to fight this kid.
No
I think
way.
they realized.
That's really gonna hurt the purse, right? When he finally does fight.
Well, I think they realized
Shouldn't
that
do it.
maybe this kid's better than they thought, and they're like, you know what, for sure, faking injury, so we can find someone else. That's
Yeah.
what I think happened.
Yes, that guy looked.
But I want
legit.
CM Punk. I wish CM Punk the best. You know what I'm saying? I hope it works
Sure.
out. Because what happens is if CM Punk goes in there, and
You know what happens isn't it's not like stand up.
No, no.
You get knocked.
Because when you bomb, you get knocked out in your underwear in front of everybody. Yeah, it's a terrible place to bomb.
That's not a good situation.
But the thing is,
Terrible place to bomb.
if he goes in there and he just gets starched in like 30 seconds, well, now it looks like a circus. Now it's like, all right, well, fuck, man. You know, it's no different than me being like, fuck, man, I love the Los Angeles Lakers. Let me try going playing for the Lakers. You know what happened if I suited up for the Los Angeles
Yeah, I
Lakers?
mean, you know.
They would put their nuts in my face
it
every
would
play.
be
and dunk on
better
me.
than what would happen to.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I don't know if he. Let me ask you this, and you know him, and I don't know if you can answer this question, but do you
I know him
think
that well.
think CM Punk has ever actually taken a right hand to the jaw or to the face?
I can't answer that, man. I have
Yeah.
no idea. I mean, he's sparring now with Duke Rufus, so I'm sure Rufus getting ready. I just think maybe they're in over their head, so by delaying this is probably the best thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's a back range or what, let's be real.
Yeah.
There's no way he's ready to fight a guy
No,
of that
man.
Mickey guy, whatever the fuck his
No,
name
that
is.
guy looked legit, man. I mean, that's
Well, he's a UFC fighter, bro.
Yeah, man.
Everyone in the UFC
yeah,
is
but
a legit
and,
fighter.
and you're gonna
Dude,
step
how
in there
sick
with
is
those
Tim
guys.
Kennedy?
He's the best.
Does he have his fight like?
No, he was supposed to fight Vitor, and they won't fight him. He's calling out Vitor and Lyoto,
He's a
and no
beast.
one will fight
He's
him.
a beast.
And then he also has an issue with Reebok, so it's like unless he gets the right fight, he's not doing it.
Well, because from what I understood, he's number 6 in his division, and then like if he wins his next fight, then he's contending for a title, right?
No,
Oh no.
no.
Fuck. Dude, how great is him fucking calling out ISIS?
He's the best of all time. How about ISIS? How about ISIS
Singling
fucking
him out.
trolled him on fucking Twitter?
the FBI said, "Hey, listen, they're after you,"
And
these
he
are
went,
legit
fucking
threats.
bring it. Now he's like selling shirts that say ISIS with his address on them. And shit.
He wears shirts that say infidel.
How badass is he?
Dude, I'm just like.
He might be the greatest American of all time.
He's certainly the
He's
baddest
good.
motherfucker on
Dude,
the
I'm
planet.
so stoked that he choked me out, dropped me on my head, and then shot me with a
It's
taser for
it's
30
an honor,
seconds.
right? It's an honor.
I love him.
Tim Kennedy.
He's the
man.
fucking best.
Tim Kennedy.
He should have had to kill somebody with a knife. I knew him for about 4 seconds. He was like, when I say he kill somebody with a knife, I was
Dude,
like, sure. Yeah, joystick him. I was
Is
like,
there a better human being?
Joystick him, huh?
stick it right here where the shoulder meets the neck, and then just joystick. I was like, how long does it take to die? He goes, about 8 seconds. You lose. With a smile, he goes, lose consciousness in about 8 seconds. I was like, oh, you've really done this.
But we've had a lot of special forces guys on. You know, to be a special forces guy, you're a fucking stone cold killer. Tim Kennedy's like,
You
dude,
think
you
he's-
want to hug
yeah,
him. Like,
yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
fuck?
You think he was a super muscular insurance salesman? He's super nice.
One of the best human beings I've ever met.
Yeah, I'm so glad you say that.
He's so
man.
weirdly muscular. He's so just thick and fucking. I love him.
Hey,
All right,
whatever,
go.
man.
Sorry. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Hey,
just-
Tim Kennedy, if you're listening, Brian wants to be your otter. He wants you to bust shells on his face.
What is an otter? How does an otter sound?
Nah, not like that. That'd be a goose, Brian. Well, that's a goat.
Fuck, I'll be a goose too.
Goose
Your
or
goat.
otter.
I'll be your goat, goose. And
Either
otter.
way, let's cut through the red tape. Tim Kennedy, Brian's trying to fuck. What else you got?
That's it for currents.
All right, let's go some fan questions with SteveO. We had so many.
All right, let's jump right into them. All right, first one.
So these are the
If-
fans, SteveO, that
Right,
you got a ton of them.
I saw the tweet.
Boom.
All right, if you could do it all over again, I'm assuming he's talking about Jackass and all that, would you change anything?
Yeah, here's the thing, man. When I first tried stand-up in 2006, and Brian Callen could not be more accurate. Like, I've only really been doing it for 5 years. The reason why I only have really been doing it for 5 years is because back in 2006, somebody asked me to do a stunt at a comedy club, the Laugh Factory. I walked in. I couldn't think of a stunt crazier than me trying stand-up. I said, this is terrifying me, and so that's what I did. And I got on stage. I found that people were rooting for me. They wanted to laugh. Like, I was on stage for a few minutes. I had a great time. I was so stoked on it. I scheduled my return before I left that night. Came back, and here's where I fucked up and what I would do different. is that when I came back, I was like, I'm not gonna fucking say one fucking thing the same. Every time I get on that stage, I'm gonna fucking like never repeat one thing, everything brand new all the time. So like, and so I would just, instead of working on like one act, instead of working on an act, because I would have been doing stand-up for fucking proper 10 years right now if I had fucking worked on an act instead of like, nope, I'm gonna go out there and be brand new, and I and then and I bombed a few times, and that's what made me fucking hide out from it, and that's what made me sit in the comedy club and look at the stage and be like, fuck, that should be me, but I'm scared,
Yep.
So I would go back and I would fucking be working on an act, I'd be working on stand up from the beginning.
Love it.
All right, next one. How'd you lose your tooth?
I wish I had a great story, man. I had I don't know. I think it was when I was playing the Black Eye game with the Murder Ball cast in 2005, and we were holding on our fists and wheeling ourselves into wheeling that as fast as we could wheel ourselves into our the guy's fist, and I wheeled my face into this guy's fist and broke off the root of a tooth, and had the root canal and whatever, and it just took that long for it to quit and give up, and I got 2 teeth pulled. I don't know.
All right, next one. Wild Boys was quite possibly the best show ever on TV. Any chance you and Chris would ever think about filming another season?
Not Wild Boys, and I say that because I'm just too touchy about animal rights, I really am a fucking full-blown animal lover, and it's just too fucked up to do that,
What if you guys protecting the one white rhino left?
There's more. There's we had.
How funny would that be?
Fighting poachers, Stevo.
Yeah. Good luck.
Stevo fights
good luck
poachers.
with that.
We had a meeting. Pontius and I did, because what Wild Boys was a spoof, a parody nature show. Because at the time, Steve Irwin, Jeff Corwin, all these nature show guys, and we were like, why don't we make one that's fucking funny, a spoofing nature show. Well, now all this time later, nature shows, you don't really see them anymore, but now there's a whole new genre of TV, which is the fucking survival show. You've got naked survival, you've got Bear Grylls, you've got the Survivor this, you've got Doomsday Preppers, and so they were we got called into a meeting, this production company wanted to send me and Pontius out to do a very similar thing, but instead of a nature show, make a funny comedy survival show where we'd be calling Bear Grylls, there's that, we were all fucking, I don't know. So would we do that? I don't know, because again, that would be difficult, but I'd love to work with Pontius. It's just not.
What's Pontius doing now? What's he do? What would you say he does?
I don't even really know, man.
Really?
I really don't know, man. I see him every once in a while. Yeah. We'll hang out. But work-wise, I'm not even sure. I really don't know.
All right, next one. How's recovery going, and what gives you the power every day to stay clean and sober?
Man, recovery's fucking crucial, man. If I fucking pick up a drink or a drug, it's done, It's not it would be so fucking obvious if I did, and I'm so just terrified. I think I'm terrified, so I keep active and sort of the things that we do to stay sober, to remain in that fucking 5% of people, Yeah. I have the same mentality that I did for when I stayed in that halfway house for 2 years. I want to fucking be that 5% of people, not the 95% who can't stay sober.
But would you say also that it's a fact that you are having more fun trying to get really good at something? It's more fun to stand up and be sober than it is to be fucked up, or no?
Interesting. I can say that having interests and things to keep me busy is good, but there's no substitute for the things that keep us sober, and namely that's sort of not trying to do it alone, but sort of sober people staying sober together, and there's various things that we do, and I'm active in all that, so.
And it helps that your girls, right? She's
my girl is sober
she's
too.
into it too. Yeah, that's cool. That's a huge thing.
We meditate together. That's a big deal.
Every morning or what?
Fucking lining the chakras.
I'd love to say every morning, but we're pretty good at it. We do it most of the time.
That's cool, man.
Just this morning, she said, we got to fucking stop slouching and be doing twice a day, doing it at night as well.
Damn. get to a higher plane.
That's how you get on the fucking rocket ship. That's what my meditation teacher told me. You fucking meditate
Twice
twice
for
a
10
day.
minutes?
20 minutes, but I do 15. She says 15 is cool too.
Headspace.com. What else you got?
Headspace.com.
What's your favorite tattoo and the story behind it?
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, I hate to say this, man. My favorite tattoos I got lasered off.
What?
I had shit fuck tattooed on my knuckles.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Shit.
And I loved it. I like just blatantly. You can still see shit kind of.
Yeah.
But like
Who
that
did
was,
that and why?
I just fucking, I was like, dude, it was back when we were 2003, we were shooting Wild Boys, and I was just like, man, like, it'd be fucking really funny if the editors had to fucking blur my hands.
What a pain in the ass. Oh, those poor guys. God damn his hands.
God damn it,
Did you miss
Steve.
it? Watch it again. Watch it again. We probably missed one frame.
All right.
Last one, Ev. What do you got?
All right, last one. When did you realize, was there like a distinct point when you realized that you were a crazy motherfucker that would do absolutely anything?
I wouldn't do absolutely anything. I would not get duct taped to a mechanical bull. But, like...
There is one thing.
Right. There's plenty of shit I wouldn't do. But I don't know. And this is a fucked up memory. I remember being like 6 or 7, probably 7, certainly not 8. And living in South Florida, and they had these fucking gigantic like bullfrogs, you know, like a fucking big. I remember like walking down the street, and there were these fucking like kids standing around, and I was just walking, I could see them on the front yard, and they were all fucking standing around like, oh, you do. They had like this fucking like bullfrog like captured. Why am I telling this story? I don't know. But like they're like, oh, you know, and I could sort of suss out what was going on. And I was just so much. They had to have been like 11 or 12, you know, like they were like way older than me. I could kind of tell what was going on, and I just fucking walked up. I didn't even say a word. I walked up to them. They had this lock knife, you know, and I just fucking grabbed it out of their fucking. I just grabbed it and I just fucking plunged it. Just fucking like, I buried the handle of this fucking lock knife, passed way through the fuck, you know, just into the bullfrog, and just didn't say a word, and just fucking just walked away, and then I just left these guys like this kid, because that was like what they were all like, and you know, and like I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of that.
You were 7.
I was 7. Yeah, I was 7.
Serial killer tendencies, but yeah.
I was just like,
going to show them that was your performance.
that was
You
my
wanted to
way
make
of
an
being like,
effect.
it was my way of being like, I was just gnarly, and I mean, you know, it sticks out as a fucked up moment where I was like, I'm gnarly.
Yeah.
7? That's
I'm
gnarly
Yes.
as fuck.
I want to
I'm
show
not-
you guys. I'm not
I would have
afraid to kill
cried
someone.
if you did
Yeah.
that.
You took a life at 7.
I'm a gnarly guy, you know, and like
An
thank-
amphibian, but you
thank
took
God
its life.
that
You're
thank-
7-year-old Dexter.
Thank God that didn't prove to be like, you know, like animal cruelty was never my deal, you know,
You
like
get a taste for killing.
that wasn't like
You're 7, bro. You
I
didn't-
get it. I mean, I burned a lot of fucking ants with magnifying glasses.
Okay, well, what else?
I did kill a couple drifters. That's it.
But that's it, man.
2013, and I've drawn the line.
I'm no longer killing, brother. I'm
dude.
sober from killing.
Stevo, you're the best, man.
I
Thanks
love
for
you,
coming
man.
out.
I love both of you guys.
So you got
You're
the
awesome.
special drop in March
March
18th
18th
on Showtime.
Guilty as
on
charged.
Showtime.
Showtime, guilty as charged,
Yeah,
Stevo.
all info is. And plus, I'm really fucking pretty good with the social media. Like, I don't waste your time on there.
Love it, man.
You know,
Where are you
like,
going to be, by the way? Where are you performing next?
Well, fuck, I go with my girl out to Scandinavia just, you know, to do some other shit. And
Yeah,
my next
fancy.
shows are at the Helium Comedy Club in Portland.
When?
February 25th. February 25th, 26th, 27th.
Boom.
After that, I know I got San Francisco Cobb Theater. I got Punchline Sacramento.
Good man.
I got, I'm doing all the Funny Bones now. Oh, yeah, Dayton, Ohio.
So look at his website. I'm going to be actually at Helium in Philly, February 18, 19, 20.
Where you at this weekend,
This
B?
weekend, I'm in Brea at the Brea Improv, and we still have some tickets left.
Go see the best in the business.
This Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
And
Sunday
also-
for Valentine's Day.
Boom. And also, the Fire and the Kid nationwide tour went live today, people. So to get your pre-sale tickets, enter promo code Live Hard. We got the East Coast tour. We got the Midwest tour. Texas, which includes New Orleans. And the East Coast includes Nashville. Listen, Irvine, March 16th. And then Denver. 2 shows, the 18th and the 19th. 2 shows both night. Denver, let's sell this bitch out at the Comedy Works. It's my birthday. Go to tfatk.com right now. Fine Kid is coming at you live. Let's sell these things out.
So you watch SteveO's special and you watch us live.
What's your show like? Are you on
Stand up?
It's like the live show.
It's not a podcast.
It's not a podcast.
Not
at all. It's a show.
Are you on stage together doing stand up?
Together, yeah.
Wow, that's tricky, huh?
It's fun, man.
How long did it take to get that going?
We just talk and come up with some premises and just go.
It's entertaining,
we try to keep
man.
it really loose and honest, and it's really been great.
Boom.
Yeah. I'll see you guys tonight at Brea Thursday, and then tomorrow and the next day.
Boom. tfatk.com for all your Fire the Kid live shows. You get your tickets there. You can't miss it. tfatk.com. This is the Fire the Kid with Stevo. We're out.
Dude.